Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Dr. Akash Show. Now, my name is Dr. Akash Bajaj, and I am a triple board certified physician focusing on rituals and routines to keep you resilient and robust. Now, today's episode is intended to be a concise starter pack for you to develop 4 daily habits that will help optimize you for your longevity journey. Nice and straightforward and very practical things that you can apply immediately after consuming this content. So let's get into it. But before we do, if you've been watching the channel and if you like the information, you find that there's value here, please go and subscribe and like the episode as well as the show. And please share with your friends and family if you think they can also benefit from this. Also, if you're interested in working directly with me or my team, go ahead and leave a comment below or reach out to us directly and we'll be sure to contact you and see if we're a good fit. The 4 things for you to focus on a daily basis for your longevity journey. Number 1, the importance of consistent physical activity. Now, we've discussed this before many times, but the importance of consistent physical activity at a level that you can tolerate has been directly shown to improve longevity, improve health span, and decrease chronic disease. A 2018 study published in the journal Circulation demonstrated a 20 to 30% decrease in overall mortality with regular physical exercise. Now, listen, if you're just getting started, there is no better way to get started than with just a daily walk. And you can go and escalate up to your level of activity, incorporating things such as weightlifting, HIIT therapy, swimming, and sports if that's your thing. But just do something consistently at a level you can tolerate. Ideally, aim for 3 to 4 days a week, 30 to 45 minutes per session. That's it. That could be a 30-minute walk even. And if you stay consistent with it, you will gain the benefits. Number 2, your consumption and your nutrition. So consuming a diet rich in protein, antioxidants, and essential nutrients can significantly impact longevity when performed on a regular daily basis. A study published in the Lancet Journal in 2019 demonstrated that a diet rich in vegetables, whole grains, and fruits is directly related to increased longevity. The New England Journal of Medicine has actually published a study demonstrating intermittent fasting can also be helpful, significantly improving cellular health and longevity. Stay tuned for another episode coming out on that soon. Consider these 4 categories when you're starting your nutrition journey if this is new to you. Fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy or good fat. Focus on getting those 4 things in every single day. And also, as we've talked about before, considering measuring with an app like MyFitnessPal or something similar so you know exactly what you're taking in and you're not guessing. Thing 3 is sleep. Sleep is vitally important. This is not a passive state. Sleep is a very active state in your body where your body is doing a whole lot of upkeep, maintenance, repair, getting rid of cells that shouldn't be there. Just an overall very, very important component of your longevity journey. A study in 2017 published in the Journal of Neuroscience demonstrated that poor sleep or lack of sleep is directly related to chronic disease and accelerated aging. Practical tips for this, as we talked about in an earlier episode of the podcast, you can refer back to that if you'd like, but just quick tips for you. Maintain a cold, dark environment, get blackout shades, keep the temperature as low as you can tolerate, stay away from screens for 2 hours before bedtime, and don't eat anything heavy 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Just do those 3 or 4 simple things, and they'll definitely help with your overall sleep. Thing 4, stress management. Now, stress management is vitally important because when we're stressed out and we don't have proper coping mechanisms, a few different things can happen in our body. Cortisol can spike. And if you've seen in a previous episode 2 or 3 back, we talked about how elevated cortisol on a regular basis can actually lead to chronic disease, accelerated aging, and just a host of other maladies that you definitely don't want to be dealing with. So a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism demonstrated also, in addition to what we just talked about, that chronic stress and poor coping mechanisms can lead to, and decreased telomere length is directly associated with accelerated aging. So chronic stress that's unmitigated and that's not managed properly directly leads to DNA changes in your body that will certainly accelerate aging, getting you to the grave quicker and in worse state. So think about it in these terms when you're stressed out about things and you're not coping with it or dealing with it. Really start to incorporate those stress coping mechanisms and stress management techniques like meditation, like physical exercise, like deep breathing, things like that, not as just add-ons or the kind of nice little woo-woo things to incorporate in, but as true tools to incorporate in your longevity journey. Personally, I recommend to all my patients that they schedule it in. You're going to schedule your meetings in for the day, right? You're going to schedule important events in your day with your children, with your spouse, whatever, right? You should also be scheduling time for these stress management techniques. And listen, we're only talking about 10 to 20 minutes a day. You can schedule at the beginning of your day, during your lunch break, at the end of the day, whatever the case may be, where you take 10 to 15 minutes and you take that time for yourself. You meditate, you do some deep breathing, you do some stretching, whatever it is for you to help deal and manage your stress. Schedule it, calendar it, guard that time as though it's a very important meeting, because it is. Because doing that on a regular basis will allow you to live longer and in a healthier state. So these 4 things, guys, that's it, right? This is your starter pack for longevity. Every single thing I mentioned today costs you $0. Think about that. Improving your sleep will cost you nothing. It'll actually cost you less because you're probably going to be on your phone or TV or engaging in other types of activities like that less. Physical activity certainly doesn't mean you have to get a gym membership. Sure, it would be good, but you can certainly walk outside. You can certainly do body weight activities. There's tons of things you can do there in respect to that. Stress coping mechanisms literally are free. Meditating can be free. Deep breathing exercises, setting aside 10 to 20 minutes a day for yourself instead of mindlessly scrolling your phone can be free and massively beneficial for you. And nutrition. Nutrition is something you're going to need to pay for regardless. We need to eat to live. But all this is simply a matter of selecting superior options for your cuisine to help you with your longevity journey. That's it, guys. So that's it. The 4 things in your longevity starter pack. Start optimizing these things immediately after this discussion. It will certainly help. If you found value in today's episode, please like and subscribe. Most of you watching this, the algorithms have demonstrated, are not subscribed. So go and subscribe to this and share this little starter pack with your friends. It's a short episode intended to get you really dialed in on the foundationals, on the fundamentals, so you can get started without feeling overwhelmed about too many options. Now, the rituals here are pretty straightforward. Sleep, we've discussed the rituals on that. Screens, we've talked about that. Cold, dark environment. No screen for about 2 hours before sleep, and no caffeine from about 12 to 1 p.m. forward so it doesn't affect your sleep. Nutrition, track what you're eating. We've talked about that. Focus on getting lean proteins, fruits, vegetables, and essential or good fats. Physical activity, we've discussed that. Aim for 30 to 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. And stress management, we've talked about that. Incorporate and calendar it and protect it and guard it like any meeting, like any other meeting you would, because this is a meeting with you for your life. Thanks so much for watching this, guys. And remember, the best time to start something was yesterday. The second best time is today. Don't look back tomorrow with regret wishing you had started earlier. Take one of these 4 small steps today that we've talked about towards your journey on becoming maximally optimized.